What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, aka Father of Vash, aka Father of Boji. So, we back again with another wild episode of Ranking of Kings with episode 17 titled The Curse of Immortality. Now, before I start, just of course gotta give a shout out to our boy Boji for winning the Best Boy award in the Crunchyroll Awards. And best believe, hey, when they roll around again next year, he better win it again. But yeah, and also up at the top, and I'll mention it again at the end. Just a reminder, if you are on Twitter, make sure Friday nights y'all pull up. Friend of mine, Panda, she has started doing Twitter Spaces where we talk about the new episodes of Ranking of Kings every Friday night. So come through, pull up. The hashtag is Tabernacle of Boji. So search for that hashtag on Twitter, as well as hey, just follow me, and you'll find it through there. But man, I don't know. Honestly, thinking back across all the many anime I have watched across my life, it is rare when a series can continue to consistently surprise you. Now, here we are, 17 episodes in, and we're still learning about these characters. We're still getting backstories. We're still getting twists and turns. We're still getting reveals. And I don't know how Ranking of Kings continues to do this week to week. But they continue to fascinate me, to keep me on the edge of my seat all episode. And yeah, I just love it. Cause honestly, like as I've been kind of thinking on the episode after watching this stuff, I'm like, I real deal think that I need to take some time. Of course, once the season is over, and I take some time to kind of think back on stuff, reflect on stuff, maybe even rewatch it or whatever. But I legit think I need to put Ranking of Kings somewhere in my top 10, like top 10 all-time favorite anime. Because like I said, just because it's been awesome, the whole series, but the fact that like literally every episode is giving us something to talk about. Now, this episode, they waste no time diving into just more information back. So just like how last episode, it started off with us getting information on how exactly Boji's mom died. This episode, we get more backstory on the three brothers, Desha, Despa, and Oaken, and the situation with their father. Now, from what I was, let me go back because I got it up here on my screen so I can kind of, recall some stuff. But yeah, so apparently their dad was a god. So the king of the underworld. Now the name is spelled like Satan, but I think it's like Satun or something like that, or something like that. Satun. I'm gonna say Satun. It said that he was one of the guys who were going extinct. And he was fascinated in doing research on immortality. And, one of the reasons why his sons was going to take him down was because he was killing so many people along the way while he was doing his research into immortality and prolonging life and all that stuff. And so he found a clue of immortality, or he felt like he found a clue through how humans or just living creatures kind of, in a sense, like our form of immortality in a sense is having kids. So it's kind of like, your physical body isn't necessarily here, but your legacy of sorts, that's kind of like another way of looking at immortality, of you continuing on. And so he ended up taking up a human wife. We don't get to see what her face looks like, but she just has long blonde hair. And we kind of get backstory on their 3 kids. So Desha is the oldest. He inherited superhuman powers from his father. Despa is the second son. He inherited a little bit of his father's skills, but he was powerless as a human. And then Oaken inherited immense physical strength, but originally he had no superpowers. But when he turned 25, he started gaining the ability of immortality. And this was like a little bit after they all 3 worked together and took down their father, killed their father, and then Desha took over as king. But yeah, when Oaken turned 25, he gained immortality and pretty much started losing himself. But it looks like from the way that they would describe it, because he was distraught, he was just like, ugh, like literally saying he doesn't want to lose himself. And the way it looks like, I'm pretty sure we'll probably still get more backstory on this, but it looks like Desha maybe used his immortality to kind of help them win fights and wars and stuff, pretty much up until the point where Oaken became too much to handle, and Oaken started turning on people, and then Desha had to like take him down himself, and they locked him away until recently when Mirajo came through and broke him out of the cell that he was imprisoned in. Well, I don't even know like where else to go through next for this episode, because it was just like so much more from there. Because from there, we had some little cute moments with Kage and Boji interacting as they happen to come across Apis doing his stuff. They encounter Apis laying on the ground, passed out. And so long story short, they ended up trying to help him and stuff. And then Apis finally came to, and saw, okay, this Boji, somebody from the Shadow Clan, and all this stuff. And for a brief moment, what's his name? Apis was acting like, because of his loyalty to Mirajo, because I guess through them talking or whatever, found out that, okay, Boji and them are trying to find Mirajo to stop her. And so Apis is like, well, I can't let you do that because I owe her a great debt. And so he's like, Apis was getting ready to try to square up with Boji. And so he was basically like, well, hey, we, hold on, where was it? Yeah. So yeah, basically he's like, hey, I'm about to take you on too, Boji. But then just this like crazy, overwhelming force of Boji, and it looks really cool the way they depict it. Is like, it's like this like giant projection of Boji arose in front of Apis' eyes, and he freaked the heck out. To the point to where, of course, then Kage explained, he's like, yeah, Boji's been through a lot. He went through some training in the underworld, yada yada yada. And then Apis kind of had a change of tune and a change of heart from there, to where he was like, okay, I can sense the self-confidence in you now, and I'm also glad that you found a friend, in Kage. Now, while this is going on, Mirajo summons Oaken to come get her out of the guys that took the mirror a couple episodes ago at this point. And so yeah, so Boji them go head off to try to go find Miranjo. And that's basically where they ended up seeing Oaken going to Miranjo and to fight the two guys that kidnapped her. Or they kidnapped her or whatever, or took her. She's not a kid. That took her. And then we pretty much end up getting to freaking Boji versus Oaken. Now, right before that, the one kind of like sleazy guy that Miranjo broke out, like the prisoners or whatever from the underworld that they got, the kind of sleazy guy that was double crossing people and took the crown for himself after Oaken took out that other king dude. He tried to pull a fast one on Boji. He tried to pull the whole boo-hoo story, and he tried to throw poison at Boji. And Boji was just like, well, was that supposed to do something? And then, of course, with him being a giant, poisons don't work on him. And so, pretty much, old dude tried to bounce and run, but Boji chased him down, quick 1-2 with the sword, and took him out. And then we got this magnificent showdown between Boji and Oaken. Now, pretty much what a lot of us expected to happen. Boji's techniques and stuff, whatever, has no effect on Oaken because he is immortal. So yes, Boji is striking all these vital points, and of course Oaken is like freaking out first. He's like, huh. And then he's like, oh, okay, you can't do nothing to me. But when Oaken and Boji first kind of met, Oaken started sweating a bit because he was looking at Boji, and he started a little sweating a little bit. But yeah, them squaring off was super dope. But once again, while that's going on, you had Kage standing next to Miranjo. Of course, he doesn't know that it's Miranjo, but he's talking to this mirror about, as they're watching Oaken and Boji fight. And then, Kage's just hyping up Boji, like, yeah, my boy Boji, he been training, all this stuff, whatever, he gonna take this dude down. But then Miranjo ends up basically being like, nah, Oaken's kind of, immortal. But eventually Kage stops and thinks, he's like, wait a second, how do you know all this stuff? And then at the end of the episode, she reveals like, I am Miranjo, and then of course, Kage is taken aback because he's like, you're the one behind all this. So, yeah, it's a pretty freaking wild episode from start to finish. Like I said, it was so much stuff happening simultaneously, including a rat getting sent to lead healing. And the shield guy over to Eyepiece to maybe try to help and save him or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure she probably will save him just because she is kind-hearted like that, but we'll see. But man, this was just such a fantastic freaking episode. Just our boy Boji just doing his thing, but of course, like I said, he's going against Oaken, so it's going to be interesting to see, how he kind of tries to solve this issue. But, anywho, fantastic episode. And it's crazy, like I said, 17 episodes in, and we're still getting backstories and twists and reveals and awesome fights and everything. And it's like we still have like, what? Maybe like 6 to 8 more episodes, because I think this is gonna be like 23 to 24 episodes. So we have at least 6 more episodes left, which is wild to think about. Like, okay, like what the heck else is going to happen? Other thing that Miranjo told Boji them was that his father. No. What was it? No, it wasn't Miranjo. I think it was Eyepiece told them like, yeah, by the way, also your dad got resurrected within your brother's body. So just a little note about that, buddy. But yeah. Also, this cool moment I'm looking at. When Oaken was trying to use that kind of like freeze technique thing he does on people, and the first time like Boji kind of like sidesteps it, was super dope. Um, and I really appreciated there was like a quick little flashback of King Bose back around the time when Boji was first born or whatever, and it's just like him holding Boji in the palm of his hand. I really liked that panel, and it's like for all the questionable things that King Bose has done, I truly do feel like he really did love and care about Boji. Just because because of the fact of like of course I feel like originally he made the deal with the devil about like, okay, yeah, my first son, take his power, da 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 da. But that's also a situation of like he made that deal before he was a parent. But then it's like, okay, once your child is actually here, how you feel, how you think, all this different stuff can change as soon as you see your child, because a lot of times, me being a dad myself, it's like, no matter how much people tell you how parenthood is going to be, or how many documentaries and research and all this stuff you can do, even talking to your own parents about yourself growing up, no matter how much information you get from other people, it still does not fully prepare you for the moment of when your own child is born and you see them, you meet them, you hold them, and get to, just really experience that. Because like I said, it's a whole different thing of like how you think of how it's going to go versus, hey, this child is here with me. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with Boji when he was born, which, because, like the last episode or whatever, where they was talking about, where Dash was talking about, I think Dash or somebody, or maybe it might have been when him and Despa was talking, basically he was talking about how King Bose was super strong, but he never actively pursued to be the number one king. And I think it was just because after Boji was born, he kind of was like, no, I just want to make a kingdom that's safe for my son. But I think that along the way, with Miranjo constantly kind of being in his ear, that just kind of kept pushing him to do all these other shady things, like what he did with Daida and all this other stuff, whatever. But I do think that, despite all the craziness that he truly does, at least with Boji, I can't speak too much for Despa. I mean, for Daida, because, he was already a father when he made that second decision. Or he was already a father, yeah, when he made that second decision versus, he just went out, okay, found a random woman to have a kid with, and then, perceptions and stuff changed. But anywho, like I said, fantastic episode. Y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all thought of this episode, and do y'all think Ranking of Kings will find a place very high in your all-time favorites? And that's something I just saw as well, was we got a quick glance of, because there was a moment where Miranjo offered a piece of advice to Kage to tell Boji, as far as like, hey, he needs to tell Boji he needs to run because Oaken's immortal. And then she's like, why am I offering them help? And then we get a flashback to when she was little and she was traveling with her mother. Her mother seemed to be a very kind and helping person. And it seems like she is seeing some of those same aspects in Boji himself. So it's like, is somehow Boji going to end up, turning her perception around? Of course, she has done so many unforgivable things. She definitely can't be forgiven. But I do think, like I said, I think that maybe Boji might influence whatever her next moves might be. So, but anyway, I've talked enough. I just wanted to make sure I kind of got my thoughts out there for this episode, because I'm not going to have my normal podcast episode next week, where I normally would talk about this. So I was like, well, let's get this out. But anywho, as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel. You know, if you're enjoying these Ranking of Kings kind of recaps and any other content I'm doing, stick around, you know, and see what else I'm up to. But yeah, like I said, make sure y'all, if y'all are on Twitter, check out the Twitter space for Ranking of Kings. We'll be doing Friday night. And yeah, see y'all there. And make sure to follow me everywhere. You can find me on all platforms at Dad Needs to Talk. But I'm out. Y'all be easy. And long live best boy Bojji. Peace.